the awkward part while we wait until people show up. And then I still haven't figured out how to change this comment, but if I send a comment and then if I can pin that one, nope, I don't know. But we have people tuning in. Hi, everybody. Rachel Easton here from Over Wild Watch, and I have a really cool opportunity to visit the Nisqually Reach Nature Center. And I thought all you people of TikTok would love to see this as well. So this is a really, really cool space here. We'll start with establishing where we are in the world. This is right where the Nisqually River enters the Salish Sea, and there's this beautiful estuary habitat here. And we're just hanging out right along the shores. It's beautiful. We're watching purple martins try to use this nest box here. And the swallows being adventurous, but not able to quite squeeze through there. But here's where we are. We're checking out this nature center. And of course, there's all kinds of amazing dead things. Everybody's favorite is the dead stuff. At Harbor Wild Watch, we only have a few dead things, so it's kind of cool to see these really, really interesting specimens. Like this little falcons and owls, partridges and osprey. I saw a live osprey just a moment ago snag a fish from the sea. But we are here, well, I'm here because I'm checking out this really cool orca whale display that's going to be housed in our facility after it's done here. I think we're going to do a big debut of that in June as kind of our kickoff, our maritime pier celebration. But they've got these great tanks with living creatures. These are some green sea urchins. You can see their 5 self-sharpening teeth in the center. Perfect for eating kelp. Here's another good view of this one. The organ that houses their teeth is called the Aristotle's lantern, which is just a cool, weird bit of trivia for you. If you want to post in the comments where you're watching from, we'd love to know that information. And it's kind of fun for us to know, like, where in the world our message is traveling. Got a little green shore crab here scuttling along next to a California sea cucumber. Oh, see, we got people from New York and South Carolina and Tennessee. Lots of you guys from New York. We're just looking along. There's so much life in these tanks. It's really like you could just stop and stare and see something new. This facility has the benefit of some flow-through systems where they can pull water right from the sound, and because of that, they get some interesting hitchhikers or castaways, you may say. Here's a little opalescent nudibranch. Beautiful little sea slug. They're so small. This one's just kind of skating right on the surface tension of the water of this tank. So we are, like, if you know Washington at all, we're very close to Olympia, the capital. We're down at the Nisqually Reach. This is where we are. It's a really cool spot. And they do some really, really great programs too. It's not just dead stuff. You guys want the aquariums, so we'll talk. There's almost 400 people on, guys. You've never been so famous. There's never been 400 people in here right now. No, they're closed today. So, oh, look, we get to see this little crab just munching on the algae. You're like that little shrimp from Nemo doing the cleaning. Oh, we've got a little crescent gunnel here. Here, I can show you on this side. You're a little easier to spot. This is a fish that's often called an eel, but the Salish Sea has no true eels. We do have lots of eel-like fishes, though, and the main distinguishing characteristic is going to be those big orange pectoral fins right next to their face. And they're very, very eel-like. Also in this tank, we've got some sea stars, a good variety of them. We've got some, this is kind of, these two are the mottled sea stars. They have nice long arms, and their top surface is a different color than their kind of skeleton. So these both have orange gills, but one has more of a bluer skin underneath that. This one's orange all around. This is like the redhead of the group. Here, we can show you from above. There's a little less glare here. So you can see these two are both kind of humped up and feeding. So they have two stomachs and they avert one to digest their food kind of externally, kind of start to liquefy it, and then they'll pull it all in and finish off with their second stomach. And this one is like the perfect little perch for this sculpin here. Totally posing. So they look like gobies, but they're sculpin, which is a fish without a swim bladder. There's another over here, and you can see this one is a Typo Sculpin. It's really well camouflaged with the kind of sideways barring along their back. Really breaks up their body shape, so makes them harder to see. And they usually have some mottled coloration on their pectoral fins too. And there's a number of them in here. You can probably only see them when they move. But such cool fish. Then we got the Patrick Star, everybody's favorite. This is a spiny pink star. But yeah, they are that lovely pink coloration, which makes everyone think of Patrick from SpongeBob. They are the largest 5-rayed star in the world, and they get almost 3 feet across, which is kind of crazy. And then we've got a few more mottled stars here showing off their gorgeous tube feet. Check it out. All of those little tiny suction cups, they all work together to move this animal along. When they're at rest, they're really only holding on with about 10% of their tube feet. So you can see lots of them are moving around. Those ones aren't quite attached. And then their tube feet up at the very tip of their arms is where their eye spot is. So sea stars' arms always kind of tip upwards at the end so that they can sort of see what's around them. They don't have a brain to process their visual information, so they can probably just tell light and dark, but probably not like shapes or colors. Over in this corner, we've got an Ochre Sea Star, a little bit different species. It's a beautiful purple. And you can see the texture is a little different. They also tend to be fatter in the arms instead of elongated. And my mnemonic device for how to tell them apart is the mottled sea star has long legs for walking the runway, because mottles are on the runway, even though it's a different kind of mottle. Oh, there's another little tiny gunnel down in here. This little guy. But yeah, everywhere you look in these tanks, there is all kinds of life. Oh yeah, here's another crab. There's some barnacles. There's a limpet here, a tiny one. So cool to see. There's our little fishy friend. In this tank, we've got another Patrick Star. A really nice big one. Some leather stars, which are a little bit different colored. This leather star is like hosting all of these hermit crabs that are crawling up its back, which is kind of cool to see. I like those guys a lot. But yeah, it's just a gorgeous spot here. Here's a little diagram of like where we are in the world. So the Nisqually River kind of comes out. Looking across the sound, we can see there's various islands across the bay there. It's just a really great place. So yeah, you should all totally come if you're local to the Western Washington. You should come check out this place and, you know, learn all about all these cool creatures. You guys also do various outreach programs, and right now there's just a couple of spots left in their science adventure camp. So if you know any 8th through 10th graders and they want to be involved, this is a really, really great program. Small groups of students, so they get pretty individualized attention and they get to do some really awesome camping. So yeah, you guys should totally check it out. Do you guys have anything you want to add? What did I not cover?
I think you covered it.
I think I covered it. All right. Well, thanks for tuning in with us today. Thanks for all the likes and shares and comments and follows. We really do appreciate all of that. And we hope to bring you another live again soon. We've got nice low tides all next week, so I should be out on the beach when I'm not leading field trips. So thanks, everybody, and thanks, Nisqually Reach Nature Center, for having us here today.